Air Koryo in 2025, ideal for voiceover or video narration. Title: Inside Air Koryo 2025, North Korea's mysterious airline. Intro: A:0 Visual: North Korean flag flying. Cut to an old Air Koryo Tupolev jet taxiing on a tarmac. Narrator: Voiceover. In a world of cutting-edge aviation and luxury air travel, one airline remains a relic of the Cold War: Air Koryo, North Korea's state-owned carrier. In 2025, it's still flying a broken bar, but how? And why? In this deep dive, we explore the mysterious world of Air Koryo, its aircraft, its missions, and its symbolic role in one of the world's most secretive nations. Segment 1: Background and History. A:30 Visual: Archival black and white footage of North Korean jets from the 1960s. Narrator: Founded in 1950 as SoCal with Soviet help, Air Koryo became North Korea's national airline after the Korean War. Throughout the Cold War, it served as a symbol of the DPRK's growing autonomy. But while airlines around the world embraced modernization, Air Koryo, a broken bar, remained frozen in time. Visual: Clip of Air Koryo Tu-154 or IL-62 aircraft. Narrator: Its fleet included aging Soviet-era jets like the Il-62, the Tu-134, and the Antonov-24. Known for their thunderous engines and retro interiors, they became the stuff of legend among aviation enthusiasts and rare route collectors. Segment 2: A Present Day in 2025. A:02 Visual: Footage or graphics of current fleet, Pyongyang Airport, and maps of active routes. Narrator: So, what's Air Koryo like in 2025? Believe it or not, it still exists. Based in Pyongyang, the airline technically serves both domestic and international routes. But the reality is far more limited. On-screen graphic: Air Koryo fleet in 2025. Il-62 AMA flagship, rarely used. Tupolev Tu-204, a newest jet, late 2000s build. Antonov An-148A, acquired from Ukraine, seldom flown. Il-18 Tu-134A, stored, sometimes flown for military or VIP use. Narrator: Air Koryo's international operations have been largely suspended since 2020 due to COVID-19 and prolonged border closures. But in late 2023 and into 2024, a few routes quietly resumed to cities like Vladivostok and Beijing. These flights are highly controlled, serving mostly diplomats, aid workers, and occasionally tourists on tightly monitored tours. Segment 3: The Onboard Experience. A:04 Visual: Cabin shots from travel vloggers or reenactment in-flight meal, flight attendants. Narrator: Flying Air Koryo is less like modern air travel and more like stepping into a time capsule. If you're lucky or unlucky enough to board one of their older jets, expect minimal comfort and a heavy dose of DPRK propaganda. Cut to reenacted in-flight meal scene. Narrator: Humorous tone, on the menu? The legendary Air Koryo burger. A cold mystery meat patty with lettuce and a slice of processed cheesy served in a paper wrapper. It's become an infamous aviation meme over the years. Cut to flight attendants in pristine red uniforms. Narrator: Cabin crew are polite, professional, and always perfectly presented. But don't expect in-flight Wi-Fi, USB ports, or even modern safety demonstrations. The in-flight magazine, Air Koryo, features glowing stories about Kim Jong-un and North Korea's achievements. Segment 4: Behind the Scenes. A:06 Visual: Footage of Sunan International Airport, behind-the-scenes aircraft maintenance, if available, or stock recreation. Narrator: Air Koryo isn't just an airline, it's a tool of statecraft. Every flight is closely monitored, and ground crews work under strict military oversight. Aircraft are maintained using legacy parts, often imported from Russia or sourced from stored planes. Cut to satellite image of airbase with aircraft. Narrator: most of the fleet is stored or grounded, but they're kept ready either for sudden VIP missions or military reallocation. That's right, some Air Koryo planes can double as troop or cargo transports. Segment 5A: Sanctions and Blacklists, at 8 o'clock. Visual: UN and US sanction headlines, ICAO reports, Google search Air Koryo safety record. Narrator: in 2010, the European Union banned most of Air Koryo's fleet over safety concerns. Only the Tu-204, which meets international safety standards, was allowed in European airspace. However, in 2025, even that aircraft is rarely seen beyond China or Russia. Narrator: years of international sanctions have crippled the airline's ability to modernize. Buying new aircraft: nearly impossible. Upgrading parts or software: equally difficult. The airline survives on patchwork maintenance, political protection, and sheer national pride. Segment 6A: Air Koryo's symbolism, at 9:30. Visual: montage of North Korean parades, portraits of Kim Il-sung and Kim Jong-un, Air Koryo jets on static display. Narrator: more than just transport, Air Koryo is a symbol. It represents the image North Korea wants to project as self-reliant, dignified, and sovereign. Every flight is a subtle show of strength, a reminder that the DPRK is not as isolated as the world thinks. Narrator: in a world of hyperconnectivity and instant access, Air Koryo stands as a paradox, a functioning airline in a nearly offline country. And for aviation lovers, it remains one of the rarest and most surreal flying experiences on the planet. Outro, 8:10:30. Visual: slow motion of Air Koryo Tu-204 lifting off into the sunset, music swelling. Narrator: so will Air Koryo still be flying in 2030? Only time will tell. But as long as North Korea holds to its vision of independence, its national airline, clunky, outdated, and fascinating, it will likely endure. Narrator: if you enjoyed this journey into aviation's strangest corner, don't forget to like, subscribe, and let us know in the comments, would you fly Air Koryo? Word count: 1020. Tone: informative, slightly humorous, accessible for a general YouTube audience. Visual pacing: designed for voiceover with mixed footage, graphics, and B-roll. Would you like a version formatted as a blog post or with suggested visuals, footage, links for editing,